Thor of Norse mythology, the guy we like to know as everybody's god. And this is what makes him so different. Now, we're not talking about the hammer swinging comic book character. We're talking about the venerated Norse god. And at his core, Thor really is every man's god. Unlike Odin, Odin is different. He's this seeker of wisdom, right? He's very mysterious. Loki is this very unstable trickster, but Thor is actually the most approachable out of all the Norse gods. He represented strength, courage, and reliability. Now, worship of Thor often came from ordinary farmers and warriors, and it gave them a sense of stability in an otherwise chaotic world. So storms, raids, hunger, disease. Thor's hammer wasn't just a weapon, it was a psychological shield against the unknown. Now, wearing Mjolnir amulets was less about fashion and more about saying, I am under the protection of the thunder itself. And this was very important. Now, obviously, Thor is the most masculine that you can get. He is that masculine archetype of a hero. He embodies the father protector figure. Not necessarily wise, but strong, loyal, dependable. Psychologically, he reassures his followers that sheer force and persistence can defeat even cosmic threats like giants, monsters, overall chaos. And he's channeling their fear into power. Early humans were terrified by storms, but personifying the thunder as Thor's voice, fear all of a sudden becomes reverence. Instead of trembling at lightning, worshippers could imagine that it was their god smashing giants over the head. And the destructive force of nature was now rebranded as a protective power. So a major shift from just the worship of this deity. And again, this is a communal identity. He was a unifying figure for most people. Farmers, warriors, common folk, they all related to him because he wasn't aloof. Worship of Thor tied communities together under the idea that they were all defended by a shared champion. And Thor, through his vices, he loved to drink, he was often known for womanizing, fall right in line with more like common traditions. And this is how he really contrasts from Odin. Thor's worship represents a psychological need for clarity. He's easy to see. Odin represents mystery, sacrifice, and knowledge at a terrible cost. Remember, he hung himself. He cut his own eye out or gave his eye away. Thor represented straightforward protection. Worshipping Thor was less about riddles and more about reassurance. In that way, Thor embodied the human longing for security over uncertainty. Hammer over a book became the mentality. Now, of course, there is a dark side to this same archetype. Worshipping Thor fed into belief that violence and brute force were ultimate solutions. And psychologically, this can foster a mindset that prioritizes strength over wisdom or compassion. Now, in modern terms, Thor worship mirrors the tendency to idolize soldiers, warriors, and strongman leaders, those who promise to smash problems rather than negotiate them. So this worship of Thor was humanity's way of saying that the world is terrifying, but we're not defenseless. By channeling primal fear of storms and chaos into devotion, people found courage, identity, and psychological relief. So Thor is less about mystery and more about the reassuring thunderclap that says, stand firm, I've got this. And this is why Thor resonates with people. You can see him sitting down, drinking a jug of mead, and asking you to join him or buying him a beer. That's the kind of guy we see as Thor, so he's easy to relate to at a time when early humans really craved that. So let me know what your thoughts are on this piece, or if there's any characters you want me to take a deeper dive into.